What up, y'all? This is Zircon signing back into 6 days of snow. And in the last episode, we got ourselves a nice little talk with Miss Cook. Miss Cookyoga? Oh golly, I've already forgotten her name. I'm sorry. These names, some of the sometimes the names are pretty hard to pronounce and hard to remember. So, well, we had a little talk with nice little morning talk with the owner of the place. So. That was a little interesting, but now we decided to go on a little bit of a hike. Now, the crisp air, chilled from the snow that had fallen last night, danced across the tip of my tongue. It was smooth and set me at ease, perhaps perversely, given it was so frigid. If it had been cold inside the inn, that was nothing compared to the temperature outside of its old wooden walls. The air felt cold enough to preserve a corpse, leaving it in an impeccable, pristine condition, like it all freshly unwrapped from a box filled with tissue paper. Miss Kakeuchi. There we go, that's her name, Kakeuchi. Miss Kakeuchi, however, was even colder. Yeah, she is pretty cold. But, oh, okay. We're just gonna get this kind of a view. I mean, she really doesn't look too bad for her age. I was content to presume that Miss Kakeuchi's blood was warm and red like mine, but there was something about her that unsettled me. Reiko, meanwhile, had to live with the woman. The poor girl had my condolences. I mean, yeah. If you're gonna live with someone that's strict, I mean, even the military people probably would be like, no thank you. As I walked following the wood sign Miss Kakeuchi had pointed out to me, the snow crunched beneath the soles of my shoes. When I glanced behind me at the winding path I had taken through the forest, I could see a long line of footprints. They were the only blemishes on the otherwise flawless canvas. Oh, why can't we get a picture of that? I'd like to see that. That would look nice. I felt a little sad that my presence had disturbed the environment so. I wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. The snow, though ephemeral, seemed to have far more value than I did. It was prettier at any rate, and probably brought people more joy. Most of my poems, my novel included, were rather gloomy works. The critics had panned my novel particularly, claiming it was rather too maudlin, and not realistically so. That's gotta suck. Yeah, that's gotta really suck. Okay, perhaps that was because I was writing from a position of privilege. Probably so. I mean, sometimes the position where you're at can make a difference. How could I write about sadness, true, deep, untapped sadness, when I had lived a comfortable life, accompanied by a loving wife and 2 devoted sons? I'd never before experienced great loss or grief or sorrow. Just boredom. And I had the nerve to tire of Sachiko's Yeah, what? Come on, simply because I had grown accustomed to the taste of her miso soup. Yeah, when I looked at it like that, I was a horrible human being. Did I even deserve to have a wife like Sachiko? I mean, you're lucky to have her, I guess? I don't really know what to say to that, except you are kind of a dick for being bored of her like that. Sachiko had never wronged me, and yet, at the same time, I found I could no longer stand to be in the same room as her. That's probably what happens when you go by the same routine every single day in and day out. I mean, yeah, I go by the same routine every day in and day out, but at least it's actually different every day. It's the same, but it's different. You get what I'm saying? It's YouTube. It's videos. They're not always the same, or something like that. I mean, yeah, okay, carrying on. Now, Sachiko's servility, which had once seemed so charming, was now nothing more than an irritant. It was almost as though my vile thoughts were staining the snow rather than my feet. Yeah, I felt as I walked that my existence was making the world a worse place. Perhaps it would have been better if I simply slipped away like the melting snow. What? Buddy, what are you talking about right now? You better not be talking about what I think you're talking about. If so, then we gotta talk. However, I was too old for such flights of fancy. I knew I couldn't be so irresponsible. Sachiko was waiting for me, and so were Kenta and Kenji. I had formed too many connections during my life, and I couldn't afford to sever them over a few childish impulses. Starting a new life? How could I, out here? It sounded like a romantic prospect, but I would soon grow sick and tired of the snow, just as I had grown sick and tired of Sachiko. What? Dude! You're a dick! Sachiko and her miso soup, which was so particularly delicious, it was almost irritating. I laughed wryly to myself. How lucky I was that this was all I had to be upset about. It was almost like my life was too perfect. I wonder what Reiko would make of my book. Perhaps she would like it. Women seem to favor my writing more than men. Perhaps because I had a fondness for penning romance stories. Hey, yeah, there's something. I mean, there's something. You got something going for you. Mawkish romance stories where nothing went right and everything fell apart. My novel was about a young girl apprenticed to be a geisha. Of course, myself have never been apprenticed to a geisha. I am not a woman. Maybe that was why my book didn't sound sincere. I had no idea what I was doing, really. I was just fantasizing. But Sachiko liked it. Then again, Sachiko liked everything I did. I didn't know if I could trust her opinion. Yeah, I mean, like, if I had a partner, I'd be like, just tell me the truth, okay? Like it or don't still like it. That's really it. Alright. I paused at another wooden sign. Apparently, Higashikawa was 10 miles away. The wooden sign was a useful landmark amidst the sea of maze repetitions. Out here in the strange Lascian forest, the trees seemed endless. They formed a truly dizzying collection of brown trunks with icy bows. Or boughs. Is it bows or boughs? Yeah, whatever. Carrying on. No trees here would bear fruit. They were frozen. Well, of course, it's the middle of freaking winter. You don't have to be so perceptive in everything. Jeez. A robin twittered overhead. The delicate figure of the bird hopped amongst the branches, its head tilted to one side. Skull feathers seemed to glow against the snow, a splash of orange against the white. I mean, these are the, like I said before, these are the kind of stuff that I actually don't mind you explaining. Because I can actually get the picture in my head. But it's supposed to be a visual novel, not an actual novel itself. My walk brought some much-needed color to my face. My cheeks were flushed with blood, and my fingers were tingling pleasantly from the cold. I returned to my room at midday with the intention of secluding myself beneath the warmth of my kotatsu. But... my plans had not accounted for an uninvited but unwanted guest. Reiko was kneeling in the corner of my room, my breakfast tray at her feet. I gathered that she had been in the process of cleaning away my morning meal. A little late, wasn't it? But something had distracted her. It was a book. Oh. To be more precise, it was a book of poetry, a neat little anthology bound in leather. This would not have been too startling were it not for one crucial point. They were not just any poems. They were my poems. Okay, I wasn't the sort of person to travel with a book of my own poetry, you understand. That would be rather arrogant of me, and I've never been overly proud of my work either. Some of the poems in this collection were a good 20 years old or more, and I felt my style had matured a lot since then. There were so many useless, unnecessary words in those early efforts, and if they were emotionally affecting, they were overly sentimental. Sachiko, Reiko is kind of being snoopy right now, I guess. I guess she got curious because she saw a book on the ground. In my opinion, poetry shouldn't try to bludgeon the reader over the head with unwieldy masses of words. Poems should use their words carefully, like tools. Each and every syllable should be selected to achieve an overall effect. You could liken it to a doctor performing a delicate operation. You shouldn't use unnecessary instruments or apply too much pressure. That is the sign of a good doctor. Novice writers, I think, mistake their large vocabulary for unequivocal genius and struggle to utilize as many grandiloquent terms and phrases as possible to prove their own superiority, not to benefit the reader's experience, but for the sake of their own bloated egotism. It's quite a tiresome experience. I wouldn't really know how much about writing poems, so meh. But I'm actually going to have to end it here, guys, okay? And leave what's going to happen to Reiko at a later date. I don't think she's actually... I think he's just going to give her a slight yelling. That's it, maybe. I don't know. But that's all I have for today, guys. So thank you for watching. And if you like this video, press that like button, like it, and as always, stay active and stay connected, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Zircon, out. Bye, y'all.